Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Investing Bros Morning News Update. We've got a lot to talk about because prices are dipping. More than likely, that has a lot to do with what's happening in Israel. Well, we won't dive too much into that during this morning's news update. We might be discussing that a little bit further this afternoon during our live show. But let's go ahead and jump on in here with our update, our economic update, and then we're going to get into some news and finish off with some good old TA. Not a lot happening today and tomorrow other than a lot of speeches, a lot of Fed speeches, which will be interesting to hear. And we're about to go look at the CME futures tool, but I want to hear what they have to say for sure. But Wednesday is the big day. 8:30 a.m. We'll get PPI numbers coming out, expectations that they'll be lower than last month, and then an FOMC meeting. No, we're not going to be having another interest rate hike, but we will have the FOMC minutes where we kind of get to hear a little bit more about what the Fed is thinking. So Wednesday could be a very, very important day for the markets. Make sure you guys come back and tune in for the live show on Wednesday for that. Let's take a look at what we're seeing with predictions. I was looking at this morning. The overwhelming vote of confidence that we're going to be pausing is growing. This morning, it was at 79, jumped up 2 more percentage points up to 81.5%. And what I'm kind of looking through is as you move through the next couple of months, the growing support for that pause to continue is overwhelming. And it is looking like now June is kind of starting to separate itself as the month. The expectation is that we will have a pivot coming to interest rate hikes. This could be very interesting. This also could be a sign that they are concerned about the economy and maybe they want to move towards a pivot sooner rather than later. But of course, we're going to have to wait for more details to come out before we can assume that is 100% accurate. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index staying at 50 for now because the dip happened after this was posted. I'm very highly expecting tomorrow when we come back and do the show again that this number more than likely will be somewhere closer towards 47, 46, depending on how low we get the rest of the day for Bitcoin Fear and Greed. Let's take a look really quickly at our coin market cap open here. A lot of red this morning, guys. A lot of red. Some of the bigger losers, XRP and Solana, both down over 4% when we're looking at our top 20, but that's not even the largest one. Bitcoin Cash, after a great week last week, is down 5% today. Overwhelmingly, there's not any really gainers today. This is a little bit more than I saw here a couple of minutes ago, but even the top mover, Tether Gold, only up 1.23%. And you got Rocket Pool less than 1%. And you move very quickly into the top gainers as being stable coins. Not really a green day when you see stable coins as your top movers. We aren't seeing necessarily crazy crashes, but we do have some like Conflux is down 7%, ApeCoin down 5.6%. ApeCoin just can't catch a break. Gala down 5%. A lot more kind of hovering right in that 4 to 5% region here. So this to me communicates that I think people are kind of taking their money out of crypto as a whole, not just going after one coin individually. This is also leading to a Bitcoin dominant surge, even here on CoinMarketCap. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Bitcoin over 50% on CoinMarketCap, which does mean it's going to be getting probably pretty close to 52 over on TradingView, but we'll cover that in just a couple of minutes. T-Shroom, I'm going to throw it to you. What are some of the big headlines we're looking at this morning as we wake up on this fantastic Monday, October? I don't know about where you are. It's very chilly and nice weather outside where I am. How's Florida weather?
Oh, Tim, the Florida weather is actually pretty good right now.
Good.
Went outside, posted a picture on my Instagram at Tshroom of me and my fiance Amanda with a cool pumpkin that we bought.
I saw the pumpkin. Yeah.
You're going to be carving it up probably today or maybe tomorrow. But let's get into the headlines.
Let's do it.
The weather is beautiful down here in Florida.
Good.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Crypto markets stable as oil prices surge as Hamas attack Israel jolts the market. So taking a quick little flash look here, you can see that there has been a gap up in the last day here from oil prices up 4.4% there from Friday. So that gap happened on Friday late in the afternoon, but is being recorded here now. That was after a very big move up to 95 on September 28th, and then there was a low back here on the 24th of August, just to kind of give you a time frame of what we're working with here. So there's a slow creep much higher, and then a 7-day sell-off here, and now we're gapping back up, maybe making our way back to the midline here, the Bollinger Band for that daily chart. Taking a look here at AVAX, Avalanche Social App, Stars, Arena drained of 3 million in AVAX after hack. That's unfortunate, but something you should know about. Crypto giant KuCoin and Huobi under scrutiny, as UK expands warning list. So a detail here that's kind of important is while some global exchanges like OKX and Binance are adapting to comply with UK regulators, crypto businesses face an ongoing challenge of navigating diverse regulatory landscapes while staying compliant with evolving legal standards. So the situation in the UK is changing, and they're having to adapt. And some of them aren't, some of them are. These are the ones you want to watch out for. If you got a lot of money over there in the UK, you may want to make some moves. Here we go. Not financial advice. Solana unveils breakthrough update privacy features to change Monero and Zcash. Ultimately, if you want to do more research on this, it's called confidential transfers. Is that new update there for Solana that's going to give it a little bit more security optionality. So
that's going to be an interesting one, T-Stream, because of course Solana, one of the biggest accusations against it is it has some trouble with centralization, but now they're going to challenging the Monero and Zcash privacy aspect. It's kind of like a catch-22 for Solana haters out there that think that Solana is possibly being utilized against the rest of the crypto space. Kind of an argument against that. I think this is one more reason to be bullish on Solana moving forward.
Yeah, we definitely the reasons are stacking up. They're stacking up tall to be a bull on Solana. All right, taking a look here at Forbes. Of course, they have now basically a crypto section, Forbes Digital Assets, but they've got a pretty intense headline here, Tim. U.S. dollar collapse, shock, 8 trillion predicted Fed inflation flip to spark a critical Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and crypto price boom to rival gold. So essentially here is, they're describing that the Fed has got kind of backed themselves into a tricky monetary situation. And if they got to start printing again, to maybe fund a conflict, maybe, that the dollar could really take a nosedive here. These more recession-proof assets could see some moves to the upside. Crypto analyst presents data to prove that XRP is deflationary. You want to see that data? Boom, it's right there. That's the XRP deflationary. It's the fees are burned on the XRP ledger. So there's some good proof there, Tim. Well, that's going to do it for our headlines. Obviously, there's a conflict. There's a war afoot, and I think there should be some updates going on here pretty soon, and we'll be covering them on our afternoon show for sure.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump over to charts very, very quickly. Got a little bit to talk about here, not a whole heck of a lot. We're not even going to break down the TA this morning. What you need to know is that Bitcoin is falling. This is the 4-hour chart. You guys will also see on the oscillators, we got a lot of room to fall. Hourly chart is going to say that maybe we find a bounce somewhere midday today. Maybe the rest of the day isn't so red. We are seeing overbought flash. We're seeing the MVP oscillator flash green. Our oscillator here, our money flow is starting to keel over, maybe move back to the upside on the hourly chart. So maybe we're coming to a pause, but the 4-hour chart, which tells us a picture of maybe the next 24 to 48 hours, it's not necessarily looking as bullish. It looks like we have further to go to the downside when we're looking there. Of course, guys, that's kind of going intact with what we've talked about here. We talked about this even more on Friday and Saturday. The question was, would we break back through 28,000? I told you guys this was looking more like a rounding off period. Like if we were to go to the hourly chart, this was more of a Bart Simpson type pattern that was kind of using $28,000 range as resistance rather than working to break through it. And sure enough, that is what is happening. Keep an eye on this blue line, this support level that we've been utilizing since back on the 11th of September. It will be interesting to see what Bitcoin does when it approaches this line. And of course, longer time frame, we're still concerned about the formation of this right shoulder and the head and shoulders pattern that would, if it holds up, would send Bitcoin's price all the way down below $20,000. In fact, it would put us down to about 19,300, 200, give or take. Yeah, this is saying about 19,339, give or take. So keep an eye on that. But of course, you guys know I'm going to bring this up just in case you guys have not been watching Investing Bros. If you haven't been, you should be. Hit that like button. Also, smash subscribe. We have our golden pocket. I fainted these out a little bit so they don't could become overwhelming, but that might make it hard for people to see. So maybe I need to turn them back on. Golden pocket, though, sitting down here. If I go back to linear chart, it's sitting here around 21,500. I think an interesting spot. This, of course, was the last level of resistance before the FTX dip took us down to what would become the bear market bottom. I'm not saying that we stop right there if we lose 25,000. There still is a good chance we go lower down towards this platinum pocket around $19,000, but it is interesting to see that golden pocket and a repeat potentially of something we did back here in 2019 when we did the exact same movement from bear market bottom up to pre-bull market rally. We fell back down to our golden pocket just like that before. So keep your eyes on what is happening there with Bitcoin. One of the big drops this morning, XRP is not having itself a great day. In fact, we talked about this last week. Where are we going to hold up this bullish formation? Were we going to be able to hold on to this ascending triangle and maybe make a push to the upside? Well, XRP bears took control and we did lose that support level. Now, again, what we were talking about on the hourly charts for Bitcoin, we did see some bullish flashes. You see this massive volume kind of coming in here, suggesting that, yes, it took a lot of bearish pressure, but there was a lot of arguing going on between the bears and the bulls. Maybe we see a small pump. You guys see the MVP oscillator screaming. We see the overbought on the oscillator for Chart Prime. Maybe we see a small pump back up, but if we cannot regain this blue line and turn it back into support, if we turn it into resistance, we could have ourselves a little bit more of a dip, ladies and gentlemen, all the way down here to what we have talked about before. If we do see Bitcoin start to lose that 25,000, watch for XRP to make a move maybe as low as 41 cents. Now, you can be negative about this, or you can say, hey, great time to be scooping it up, because just like that article was at the end there when T-Shirt was breaking the articles down, there's a lot of fear right now about the US dollar. There's a lot of fear that we're going to have to be printing more money, and the Fed might have to be forced to pivot sooner rather than later to avoid an economic disaster in an election year. Well, that would spell very, very good signs for the likes of Bitcoin, for XRP, for Ethereum, and other cryptos where people might move their money away from the US dollar to save it. But we have a lot to find out before that happens. Guys, that's all we have for you in this video. In today's live show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will cover a lot more TA. We'll cover more details of stories and have some great conversations. Make sure you come back and join us for that. But on your way out, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and we will see you this afternoon.
Trying to make paper. Turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms News got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper. Turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.